Impact segment tonight, demonizing the police. Funerals held today for 3 of the 5 slain police officers. You'll know they were killed in Dallas on Thursday night. Very sad occasion for the country, obviously. There's no question that the Black Lives Matter and other far-left radical groups are attacking the credibility of U.S. law enforcement in general. They're doing that despite facts that destroy their contention that American police are biased against black people. According to the Bureau of Justice statistics from 2012 to 13, latest available, African Americans were responsible for 22.4% of all violent crimes in the USA, despite being just 13% of the population. Whites responsible for 43% of violent crimes, with Caucasians making up 62% of the population. But here's the kicker. When you look at police shooting victims, whites comprise 50% of those shot, blacks just 26%. Joining us now from Irvine, California, Heather McDonald, author of the brand new book, The War on Cops, How the New Attack on Law and Order Makes Everyone Less Safe. So I believe that there is a false narrative, and you do too. I read your book. How did that get out into the public, where half the public believes that the cops are institutionally racist against blacks?
Well, if the media seized on every video of an officer killing a white person, we might think there was an epidemic of police killing whites in this country. This is completely a function of what the media chooses to focus on. It's a media-driven phenomenon. I would also love to see the media focus on those children in inner-city communities whose lives have been lost in the last year thanks to police officers backing off of exactly the proactive policing that the media denounces as racist.
That's a very hard case to make in the sense of specificity. You can say in Chicago there have been more than 2,000 killings this year so far. More than not killings, shootings. More than 2,000 shootings so far this year. Nothing's being done about it. Black Lives Matter doesn't seem to care about it. They don't ever show up. You can make that case. But police backing away, it's a theoretical case. But let me challenge for a moment.
It's not theoretical. It's not theoretical, Bill. You cannot talk to an officer today who doesn't say.
But that's anecdotal. There are no hard facts. Whereas the facts that we just presented, show that there isn't an epidemic of blacks being gunned down by police, that whites are far more likely to be killed by police than blacks. Now, isn't part of the perception, though, and I agree with you that the media sensationalizes every videotape that a minority is being abused by police, and they ignore when a white person is being abused by police, or allegedly. But isn't it true that millions of black Americans have had bad relations at one time or another in their own personal lives with the cops, so that they're much more inclined to want to believe this?
Well, it is certainly true that we have a very bad history in this country of racism and policing, and that memory takes a long time to die out. There's been complicity on the part of the police in Jim Crow, segregation, slavery, but I'm not so sure that we have millions of people with unjustified encounters with the police. I think they are overwhelmed by the number of minority citizens who say, like Mrs. Sweeper in the Bronx, thank heavens for the police. Please, Jesus, send more cops.
Yes, I think you'll get that, but I think it is true that millions of African Americans feel aggrieved at some point in their lives. Now, your book focuses on cause and effect, all right? And one of the effects of the demonization of American police is that violent crime is now, for the first time in decades, on the rise in American cities, correct?
Correct. In cities with large black populations, the rise is truly alarming. It's anywhere from 54% in Washington, D.C. last year, increase in homicides, to a 90% increase in homicides in Cleveland. And of course, Bill, as you can well predict, who's being killed? Blacks. Who's killing them? Not the police, not whites, but other blacks. This is what happens when police back off from the sort of proactive policing that gave us an unforeseen and unprecedented 20-year drop in violent crime.
All right, and your book backs that up with statistics.